Very proud of this football team. You know, it was a pretty good performance for the most part. We have some mishaps in the second half that need to be addressed, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to fix those things. But I like how they came out to play and really throw in the first blow of the game. It was really good to see that, a couple special teams plays, and really kind of got us offensively going on a hot streak. I felt offensively we played well for most of the game, if not all the game. Put a lot of points on the board, a lot of yards. Very happy about Jarek Broussard. I mentioned that to you guys prior to announcing he was our starter this game, and just so proud of what he was able to do. And you guys kind of had a chance to see what he was doing for us, in training camp prior to the season. He was doing the same type of runs, same type of things that you saw today. So really excited about him, excited about Sam. Sam had a really solid start, played really well, played competitive, made some nice plays with his feet and with his arm. He wasn't, completely perfect, but, he knows we had a few plays that we could have maybe capitalized a few more opportunities, but that was a really, really good start for him for his first start of his career. Thought the offensive line played really well. Protected him well. We ran for over 200 yards, and there were no sacks. So we did some really good things from that standpoint. I thought defensively we had a really good first half. Held them to 7 points and had a few turnovers, and we capitalized on those turnovers. I was very happy with what that looked like, but definitely it changed in the second half. They were more aggressive. They started exploiting our secondary a little bit. We're going to need to get a lot of those things fixed. But we hung on. Our guys found a way to win. We found a way to score more points in the second half when things got close. It got within 7. And we found a way to just hang in there. So it says a lot about this team. They didn't give up. They kept fighting. They hung on for a victory, and very proud of them.
Just a reminder to everybody, use the chat to let us know you have a question, unmute yourself, and then remute yourself. We will open it up with Hart Pisani.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. I know you talked about seeing a lot of good things from Jarek and Sam in camp, but coming in with a QB making his first start, missing your leading rusher from last year, missing KD, did you come in expecting to score 48 points on UCLA?
Well, we knew playing against a third-year starter quarterback that they have that we would have to put some points on the board. Dorian's a very good player, as you guys saw tonight. He can make plays with his feet, with his arm. He got hot in the second half. Was really a challenge for us defensively. So we knew that points on the board was going to be important. I didn't know we were going to be able to score 48, but I'm glad we did. And it's kind of what this conference is. You're going to have to outscore people when you're having some problems, and so some areas of our team needs to kind of fill the role or fill the gap of some of the things that aren't going so well. And I thought offensively we hung in there and did a nice job of doing that. Defensively, they kind of got caught a little bit. We had a couple coverage mistakes in the second half. But we'll fix those things. We got a young secondary. We'll continue to work and get them better. But I'm very pleased with the performance of Sam. He was for his first start. I thought our defense created those turnovers early that we capitalized on. It was a good start for the season. It's a W. Obviously, some things to fix, but I'll take it.
Next, we'll go to Adam Munzentegger.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations. You had acknowledged the low outside expectations going into this game. What can this do for your team just from a confidence standpoint going forward?
Well, I think they should feel confident that they can win and win a lot of games. And we won our first one, so that's a big bonus for us. And we won the game with not really playing our best football. I mean, it was a good start. We did a better job offensively, and we had a great first half with our defense. We got to get some things addressed on, in some other areas. We had some issues with in our special teams. We had 2 blocked field goals. So there's a lot of work to do, but we should feel confident that we can do the things properly, but we still have a lot of things to shore up and fix and definitely get addressed before we get into Stanford.
We'll head over to Justin Guerrero.
Hey, Coach. Sam ran the ball over a dozen times tonight, mostly to good effect. Do you think his ability to hurt defenses with his legs and designed run plays is something that's maybe a little undervalued, underappreciated with him? And also just we saw a couple QB sneaks from him really putting his body on the line on a couple fourths down. What does it say about his toughness, just the amount that you guys are able to use him as a runner?
Sam's a very competitive player. I'm not surprised that he's able to make some plays with his feet. You know, he's a really good athlete. You know, he was a safety a year ago. Can you believe that? But you know, he's a very strong competitor. I think a lot of our players rally around him with his efforts and what he does. You know, it makes everybody play more inspired, particularly on the offensive side. I think when you talk to him, he's going to say that, you know, there's a few plays I could have made that might even, you know, give us a bigger lead. But I would say, you know, it's a great start for him. Great start. He played well. You know, he took care of the football. He made some plays with his feet. I think he's going to continue to get better, you know, as this season unfolds. So I'm sure he's going to enjoy it, but he knows that there's some things that we left on the plate, though.
We'll go with Brian Howell.
Hey, Coach, congratulations again. I wanted to ask you first on the kicking unit. James obviously missed those 2 field goals. Did you go with Evan because of that, or was there a health issue with James?
There was a little bit of a nick with James. He had some issues that we felt, you know, we had to make a change, and we were able to do that with Evan. Evan's had some experience. It's good to have 2 kickers in our program that have had some playing experience, and Evan had a lot of that experience last year. And Evan came in and did a solid job. So, again, that's an area we'll continue to work on and try to, you know, get better at. You know, our field goal protection with 2 blocks, that's not good. We got to really address that and make that a non-issue for us as we move forward.
And if I could ask a follow, Katie Nixon, we saw him try to give it a go. I know he's had a hamstring issue. Is that kind of the deal with him? That hamstring still bothering him?
He's close to 100%. You know, he probably could have played if we wanted him to. It's just the start of the season, and he's missed, you know, some time in terms of training camp. So we didn't want to put him out there when he's not completely prepared to do that. So we're hopeful this week. He's got a great mindset about getting himself back as quickly as he can, but yeah, we just didn't feel like this was the game for him to come back yet.
Terry Price up next.
Hey, Coach, does it mean anything to you to get your first win back in this program, back as being a head coach, looking across the sideline, seeing those colors, that team, that school? How much of an emotional experience is all of this for you?
It wasn't any emotional experience for me until at the end of the game for our players. You know what? I'm just so proud of them and what they've accomplished today, and it gives us a start for people to recognize that we're an up and coming program. You know, we didn't have many practices to get ready for a season. You know, no spring and new quarterback, and you know, it tells you a lot about our coaches. You know, how hard they worked and how our players worked to try to, you know, create the production that you saw today. So there's a lot that we're looking forward to, you know, moving into our future. But you know, it's you know, I'm proud of these players. You know, for me personally, you know, I haven't been on UCLA sideline in over 13 years. So I've been 4 or 5 different stops, you know, since then. So there wasn't any emotional reaction from my standpoint because of, you know, me being an alumnus there. So we're going to be playing UCLA every year. You know, we're in the South Division. So, you know, it's all about taking care of business and taking care of the things that are right in front of you and going to the next one. So the next one is Stanford. And we got to get ready for that one.
Thanks. If I could follow up too, please. You know, you alluded to it about Broussard and Sam Neuer, but you weren't here obviously. But do you see any commonality a common thread of perseverance and even redemption for both of them?
I would think so. Perseverance for sure for Broussard, and he hasn't played in a while, and for him to have the game he had and the confidence and how hard he ran, that just tells you a lot about what I've expressed to you guys in training camp. He was having a great camp, so consistent, so effective, so efficient. You saw all that today. And then with Sam, I would say that, this was definitely vindication for him. He believed he was a quarterback, but he did a team, unselfish thing a year ago and moved to safety. And then finally, he's back playing a position he wants to play and wanted to play at the very beginning. So for him to play the type of game he played today, and in his first start, very proud of him too. He's, both those guys that we just talked about are well-deserved accolades for their first performance.
All right, Coach, that's good for tonight. We'll let you go, but congratulations once again, and keep going.
All right, thank you guys, appreciate it.